long times. Afraid, but it'll take them firstborn like the 10th plague.
And that's a wrap. What's up, guys? It's Magenta Man 43. I just stole Sean C's thing. That's right, I play music in the beginning of my videos now. But we have bigger things to focus on than Saba, even though I probably will be dropping a Saba video later. But I'll get to that not in this video. I don't want to take up any more time. But what we do have to get to, let me fix the camera. Very professional. What we do have to get to is Jai Elijah dropped his first song of the year, and it is using very similar visuals to his Disney cover thing from the song Disney, which I love, just one of my favorite Jai tracks. I love it, I love the visuals, so I'm excited to see what he's got. The track is called Paranoia Paradox. I'm very excited for it. He told us that he has been working really hard recently. It's been actually since October with Never Going Backwards. That was the last track he dropped. And it was a nice song. My main issue is that even though I didn't love the beat, even though it was extremely layered and clearly had a lot of time put into it, I just didn't love it. But I want to see him switch up his cadence a little more, because some of Jai's best tracks come from when he switches up his cadence. Like, especially Boom Bap Thoughts. He did a lot more chill of a delivery, and I love it. So, I don't know. Let's just see what we got. We got Paranoia Paradox, and we got a speaker now. Woo! Here we go.
Paranoid, never am I ready for it, looking for an answer, but it's running from me. Paranoid, might reach a pointless compass when I walk amongst it. When I look for the answer, I slip. These demons keep dancing, it's tense. Find reason to cease to exist. When you have a plan, I'm running. The band keep on drumming. Stuck up the free and need to need of my feet. The cleaner, greener grass of my space. Seems like I won't get a grasp of my cake unless he sell his soul. They asking my rate. All the monsters haunts us with the strength of influence. Never fall into it. You believe me if you do it. Normalize sense in the world.
What you want from me? What you want from me?
In the craziest threshold, will you pay me to let go? May my heart be the heaviest. Taste of success, it always kept me envious. How much you eat till it costs. Now how long till you label the boss? Reality turned to mirage and I question if I'm really here. Temptations on salary pay, they can stare.
Damn, I was not expecting that. That's easily one of Jai's most mental health focused, one of his most emotional, one of his most introspective tracks that he's ever dropped. The beat was, I liked it, but it wasn't anything wildly new for Jai. His flows were very nice as usual. He always has great flows. And his delivery wasn't wildly different or anything. This doesn't seem like a complete rebranded Jai Elijah, but it does seem like a definitely new subject matter of what he's rapping about. He took a long break from releasing music, and most people wouldn't call like a 4-month break very long, but given his wildly consistent release schedule, that break is like his longest absence almost since he started dropping music. So that definitely like raised a lot of questions among Jai fans, seeing like he just completely disappeared off the internet for a couple months there. That's a really good track. I am very intrigued to see where his music goes. I think beat selection wise, Jai might need to start expanding a bit more if he doesn't want to like start copying the same ideas. He is one of the most talented MCs that I have heard in this new generation, given that he dropped his first project in 2020, Rumination, which I did not love, but it clearly showed potential, especially on a couple tracks like the intro. And then he dropped some amazing singles, and then came out with Rumination Deluxe. Now, if you have not listened to Jai Elijah before, you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, so you can probably just skip to the end of this video, because I am going to be talking about that album from now on, because my train of thought's going there. Which I don't think I've talked about on this channel, because I was going to do like a top songs of the year, and I was going to talk about it on there, but I scrapped that video. So I actually have listened to Rumination Deluxe a lot since it came out, and I initially decided that I didn't really love it. But the album has grown on me a ton. It has a signature style to it that I really love, and even within that style, it tries some new things. it seems like one of his most, it's a very maximalistic project at times, and really my issue is it's way too long, and there's a couple things that I think he could have done to slightly alter the album that would have easily made it a top 10 album of the year in my book. First of all, the fact that it was the deluxe version, and the deluxe version added 16 songs to a 13-song album. That's way too much runtime. It's extremely long. And even the deluxe in itself is 16 tracks. And that's mostly just what I listen to, because I see the two as albums of their own, but I feel like that's like a nice perspective to look at it from. And in reality, the way that he released it is just kind of drowning those amazing songs in just a sea of kind of boring and not really worth it tracks. I think what he could have done to make it amazing, he could have, first off, cut off the entire Rumination, the first one, from the album, because there is a couple songs that I revisit and like from that. Out of a 13-song album, I see that album as a miss, but it's an important thing in his discography. But I don't think he needed to drag it onto this project too. I think he could have cut off that, and then with these 16 tracks, all he really needed to do, in my opinion, the main issue is there's a 3-song stretch. It's These Rooms, Off Love, and Off Love 2. 3 tracks are like, I see them on a whole different level as weaker than the rest of those 16. And These Rooms, the beat is nice, but kind of standard. The features from Malik the Great and Jai Roy, they just like, I know those people are very close to Jai Elijah because he did little documentaries about everyone who was featured on the album, and that's really cool. There were 4 total features. I'm going to go with Nia Patrice, I think is how you pronounce her name. I'm going to go with that. Josh P., Malik the Great, and Jai Roy. I'm pretty sure Jai Roy is his sister. And Malik the Great and Jai Roy's verses, they were, first of all, on back-to-back tracks, and second of all, I don't want to sound mean, but they just sounded like unprofessional. And Malik the Great's part, it sounded like he was sort of imitating what a good rapper would sound like, and from that perspective, it doesn't sound like noticeably bad. It just kind of sounds like filler content and a verse that doesn't need to be on the album. First of all, the mix on Jai Roy's verse sounds bad, and second of all, it's just very standard too, except her flows sound even less professional than Malik the Great's, and the few times that she tries to go away from that very basic rhyme scheme, it just comes off as kind of bad. And so both of those featured verses, I don't see any purpose to them being on the album. I see them both as misses. No offense to the respective artists, but I just like, Jai Elijah is a guy who I feel like it's unfair to a rapper of his caliber to kind of be giving them the small artist advantage anymore. The sky's the limit for Jai Elijah. I'll put it that way. So I feel like the best thing for like real Jai Elijah fans to do is be completely real with him and like give him constructive criticism, because everyone tells him that he makes amazing music, and he does, and I tell him that all the time, but every once in a while you need to hear a bit of feedback, because if it's just all love, first of all, when you go big and start hearing criticism, it's going to be harder to take it, and second of all, your music's going to have a hard time improving, and you're kind of just like trapping yourself for your future. So I think giving him constructive criticism is very important. And with the potential of Rumination Deluxe already in his second project, it could have been, just these few tweaks could have made it even better, where it would have made it to my end of the year list for favorite albums. So those 2 feature verses, I would have taken them off if it were me. And there's the 2 Off Love tracks are both 4 minutes respectively. So that's 8 minutes of these 2 songs. And if you're going to choose any song on the album to make a part 2 of, Off Love was one of the last ones I would pick. It's one of my least favorite tracks. So that's 8 minutes of space there, and I think it's either the first or the second Off Love has like a 1.5 minute intro to it, which is just instrumental and it's kind of pointless and it's just adding on time. And the whole concept of those songs, like, they're nice to listen to, but I feel like 8 minutes between two decent tracks is way too long if you want to keep the flow of an album as good as it can possibly be. So I would have probably found a way to put those two together, because I wouldn't take them straight off the album because they're definitely different and unique from the other tracks on the album. But yeah, just a couple tweaks like that would have made Rumination Deluxe a great project. I'm super excited to see what Jai's got next for us. But Jai, if you're watching this video, I love your music, and everything that I say here that is criticizing you, it's because I want to see you succeed. And I know you've got the potential to succeed. You've got tons of fans backing you. He has, he can make it if he keeps it up. So I respect him with all of my heart. I'm excited to see him when he drops next, because this new emotional progression in his music is awesome. But thank you guys for watching. Go check out Jai Elijah's music. He needs new fans. Everybody we can get on board. Get in while he's still small, relatively small. He has a couple thousand subscribers on YouTube, which is awesome. But have a great day. I'll be dropping more Saba videos because I know you all are desperately waiting for those. Leave a like and subscribe if you like me rambling on about music, even though you probably don't. Goodbye.